Good evening, everybody. Thank you, Paul, for that warm introduction. My name is Jean-Marc, and I'm from Taxiwise. Now, I'm going to tell you a little secret tonight. You all came here by the promise of Paul, right? Of a great demo day presentation. And that's what you're all expecting. You all got fooled. I'm not going to give you a demo day presentation. No, I'm going to tell you a story. And this is my story. And so, my co-founder T and I first came from the United States several months ago. We went to Paul's Startup Bootcamp, and we had a demo day very much like this. And so on our graduation day, we went out to Lang Kwai Fong to celebrate. The bar area of Hong Kong. You know, after a few light drinks, maybe a few shots, it was time to go home. And so we stepped out of the bar. Guess what happened? It started pouring down. It started raining like hell. And so it's 2 in the morning. It's raining really bad outside. What do? How do you get home? Taxi, you got it. And so we tried. But guess what happened? We got rejected 9 times. 9 times. And we're not even fucking Carlos. But we're not the only one with this issue. Our co-founder has a friend who's an executive assistant to the CEO of a Hong Kong company. She can book her flights, her hotels, her events, her trains, but not her taxi. Why is that? Is that weird? It's very frustrating for her to not be able to do that. Get the CEO a ride to the airport, a ride to the hotel, a ride to the event. Now let me tell you something else that you probably didn't know. Hong Kong has the lowest customer service rating for taxis in all of Asia. Look at this picture. This is Times Square in Causeway Bay, one of the biggest malls in Hong Kong. This is a taxi line. Yes, Hong Kong has taxi lines. They're probably waiting an hour and a half after shopping, carrying the big bags. What's missing here? What's missing, guys? Taxis, you got it. And so, did you know that taxis provide 1.1 million rides per day in Hong Kong? 1.1 million. If the majorities aren't satisfied, that's a huge opportunity for us. So don't be like these guys. Now, Hong Kong is a very modern city. And all you business folks out there, you probably already know this. It's very common to have several meetings per day in Hong Kong. Are you going to go out and find a taxi every time and risk being late? I don't think so. It's very inefficient. But even so, even tourists are wearing taxis. You know, as a tourist, you're thinking, oh man, that taxi's going to rip me off. He's going to take the wrong route. Oh, I can't even talk to him. How do I communicate where I want to go? It's very uncertain. Now, wouldn't it be great if there was an app that could solve all these problems? We're Taxiwise. We solve it. But to solve all these problems and all these scenarios, we needed to do something more than other people. We need to find out the other side of the equation and talk to taxi drivers. And we did. We take them out to eat hot pot, drink or two. Here's my 2 co-founders on top left and top right. But find out what was on their mind. Find out what they think about. How do they work? And some of the things we found out is very interesting. They think of themselves not just as taxi drivers. They think of themselves as hunters. You're on the prowl. You're looking for food, and it's a war zone out there because it's so competitive. In Hong Kong, you have over 18,000 taxis. You know, life is hard because you only want the best piece of meat. All you girls, I'm sure you are looking at me funny, but that's a direct quote. And so they don't make a lot of money. They want to do it because they want that freedom, that ability to go anywhere they want. But at the same time, they don't make a lot because they rent the vehicle. Here in Hong Kong, most taxi drivers do not own the vehicles. And so that's why when you take a taxi, pay attention next time. You see a lot of them are stressed out. They don't want to take you because you're not going far enough. And there's one fear that taxi drivers and passengers such as you guys have, and that's the fear of uncertainty. Because you don't know where you'll end up, how far that person's gonna go. And so one of the goals that we have is to turn them into happy taxis. Just like Mr. Lau, who's one of our taxi drivers at Taxiwise. And remember, better happy taxis give you a better experience, better values, but there's 1.1 million rides. So if you can turn all these rides into happy rides, think how many happy customers we'll have. Everybody will be smiling just like her. Everybody will have a great time. And now, but before that, let me tell you about us. For the first time, we are reinventing the way you use taxi. And now, for the first time, you can get a taxi for the full day, half a day, or schedule an advanced pickup that will wait for you half an hour. Let me repeat that because it's so new, and I need to tell you again. For the first time, you can get a taxi for a full day. You can go on a tour of Hong Kong. You can go, for example, visit multiple families for Chinese New Year's or holidays. You can get a taxi for half a day or a bunch of hours. Schedule meetings all around. Schedule a party shuttle pickup. Pick up clients and bring it to the office and have them sign paperwork in person. Or if you want to schedule a pickup. So you're not like the guys out there waiting in line in Causeway Bay an hour and a half with your shopping bags. At least with our taxis, they wait half an hour for you. Because Hong Kong, you're so busy. You always see something on sale, you're late for a meeting, you always need that little extra leeway. You can get it with us. And so, via our web and mobile app that we're launching after Chinese New Year, what you can do is just put in where you want to go, when, how, and who you are. And let me clarify a little bit. We're not a taxi hailing app. Taxi hailing app only attempt to solve the booking issue. But what about the experience? We're Taxiwise. We solve that. And so, the taxi drivers get that notification in his or her language. Our app unifies that experience. So there's no language barrier. He or she knows exactly who you are, when, and where you want to go. So there's no communication issue at all. For those of you who are not from Hong Kong, I'm sure you had a lot of troubles getting taxis who can understand you, get to where, even tonight, I'm sure you guys had difficulties. With Taxiwise, you won't. And so, in the last 3 months, we've done several events. Last night, we did Startup HK's Chinese New Year party. We've already taken people on a tour of Hong Kong, all around Hong Kong. And we also took care of Startup Unplugged, Startup Bootcamp, Demo Day Ride. So we've been doing a lot of work. And I want to thank you all for coming here to Demo Day. And also I want to now think back. Our secretary friend can now book a taxi for her CEO. Thanks to Taxiwise. Now, this is our team. My name is Jean-Marc. Can I have my team members come out? Lawrence and T. Woo! So, myself and T, we're from Silicon Valley. Yes, we came to Silicon Valley to Hong Kong. This is our third startup together. Lawrence is from Hong Kong. He has his own startup called Folio Kids, and he also is a university lecturer. One last thing I want to point out is thank you to our advisors. And also, guys, try our apps. Investors, we'd love to talk to you. We're Taxiwise, not just a taxi, but a driver. Now, you all heard from Paul and Steve that there's no drinks served unless you come talk to us. We're serving California wines. We're also giving away foldable taxis. So fold all little taxis and take it with you. But also, we're giving away one full day ride to a lucky winner. You can use that taxi to go on a tour of Hong Kong, up to 4. Or use it to go multiple places. Choice is yours. Because we're not just a taxi, we provide drivers.